Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't done a video in a hot second, but I wanted to try to do more videos this year, and I'm going to focus them all around, mostly around my cancer advocacy work. I am a 2-time survivor of Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I have used that experience to become an artist. I try to do real, raw, emotional drawings about cancer to show you guys what it's really like to have cancer and not what the movies say it's like. So if you'd like to follow along with my art, I have an Instagram. It's the same name, at Oh You're So Tough. I also have an Etsy. I will link that below. So in today's video, I want to talk about a subject that a lot of people feel like they're alone in, but they're really not. The subject is life after cancer. But what people don't talk about or realize is that the time after treatment can be a lot harder on your mental health than actually going through treatment. I am not a mental health professional. I am just speaking from my own experience, so just take this information with a grain of salt, and if you're struggling, please make an appointment with an actual mental health therapist or psychiatrist. So let's get into it. So first of all, when you're in the middle of treatment, you are in sort of like a survival mode. Your fight or flight reflex is really engaged in your mind. You are wanting to get rid of this cancer, do whatever you have to do in order to survive, live. I mean, that's just the reality. A lot of your mental focus is being put towards surviving. So in that survival mode, I think that your brain kind of shuts down and blocks out a lot of what's happening. You know, you're getting chemo, or you know you're getting radiation, or you know you're getting surgery, but the true, like, damn, I have cancer, this is happening, sometimes doesn't hit you until you get away from treatment. People in active treatment, as much as we want to finish treatment, sometimes when we finish treatment, it can be actually sad, because when you're in treatment, a lot of times you're being monitored constantly. And when you're done with treatment, typically your oncologist says, see you in 3 months, bye. So you go from constantly being monitored and reassured that you're getting better, or I mean, not always, but you get reassurance or feedback on how your health is constantly. Then when you're done with treatment, they just send you off and say, see you in 3 months. And you're left with trying to cope with, am I okay? Am I cancer free, or am I in remission still? Is my blood work okay? You don't really know. You're not getting that feedback, and you're not getting that comfort of being secure in hearing from a doctor or a nurse that everything is okay. You are the one having to tell yourself that everything is okay. And 9 times out of 10, your anxiety is going to tell you things are not okay. Most people, they get a back pain, they get a headache, they get anything post-cancer, and they think it's related to the cancer. The cancer's coming back. Your brain really goes on a tangent at the slightest thing. Next, people in your life probably don't understand how hard cancer really is. The average person in your life thinks that cancer involves a really bad time, and then you're done, and you're just done with it. It's not like that. The reality is, when you're done with cancer, you're never done with cancer. Cancer is always an invisible gun to your head. Imagine just walking around in your day-to-day life with a gun against your head and just saying, like, I hope today isn't the day it goes off. That's how we feel. But the movies and society and the average stereotypical cancer patient won't talk to you about this. They are going to portray in these movies and society that you should be going back to normal. What is normal? Honestly, I don't think that I will I won't ever go back to the person I was prior to cancer. I talk to a lot of people through my Instagram about these feelings, and the best way that I put it in perspective is that the person who I was before cancer, they died. They truly died the day that I heard the words, you have cancer, because that person was a totally different person than I am now, and I can't get that person back. That person had a lot of different goals and dreams and thoughts. A lot of that was taken away from me because of cancer. The person truly doesn't exist because I don't have the same opportunities, I don't have the same viewpoints. But you kind of have to realize that, and you have to kind of go through the stages of grief in a way to mourn your own death while you're still alive. But once you see that, like, I need to grieve my own death while I'm still alive and figure out a way forward. You need to take time to figure out who you are, what you want now, and who you want in your life, and who deserves to be in your life. Who was there for you truly. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to be 1,000 tiny steps forward and a bunch of big steps back. All of these things kind of hit you at once when you're done with treatment. Who am I now? what do I want from my life? I used to do this career, but now I couldn't even fathom going back. And those are hard realities that you're now being faced with. So a little bit about what I suggest going forward to kind of cope with life after cancer treatment. Number one, please make it a priority to get in with a mental health professional. Talking to someone can really help, because just talking and getting these feelings out and processing and understanding that this is normal and how can you cope going forward can really help. There is medical PTSD, there's medical trauma. It's not widely recognized in the mental health field, but there is PTSD associated with cancer treatment. Number two, I would be open with the people in your life who are closest to you about how you're feeling. Keeping these feelings in or pretending like you are that old person doesn't allow them to start accepting that you are different, or that you might need a different approach, or that, you know, like I said, you're different. You have to be open, you have to be honest. These conversations aren't easy, especially with cancer muggles. They may not understand what you're saying, but you have to try to communicate it as best you can. After cancer treatment, I realized that, okay, I have to talk about this, because how can I expect my husband, my mom, whoever, to treat me a certain way without communicating how I need to be treated or want to be treated. Number three, I would also recommend, if you are in a lot of cancer groups on Facebook that are kind of like negative, or people always coming through that have the worst problems or whatever, and you're not finding that it's really a supportive place for you, I would get out of those groups. I personally was in a lot of groups like that, and it was never the people who are well that were coming back and posting there. It was always the people with the most problems. And so my mind, being with anxiety and fear, would latch on to these stories and assume that that's automatically what was going to happen to me. If you're like me and you were just endlessly scrolling and kind of thinking the worst is going to happen to you too, I would get off of those. Of course, I'm on Instagram. I'm in a cancer community of, you know, people on there, but it's a lot different than being in a Facebook group sometimes. You're just removed from treatment. You are scanning Google, scanning the internet, scanning whatever to see, like, is this headache mean I have cancer? Does this headache mean that this symptom came forward? La la la. It's just a nightmare. So you need to kind of guard yourself. So that's a little bit about why and how life after cancer treatment can be very hard, and even harder sometimes than being in active treatment. There's more that I could say about the subject, but this video would go on forever. If you're watching this and you've had cancer, or you have cancer, or you're experiencing this, or even if you just have questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I am over on Instagram at @ohyoursotough. You can always message me there if you have questions or just need somebody to talk to. I am there. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and I will hopefully see you sooner than like 3 months ago when I did the other video, but I'm gonna try my best to come back with some more content. Anyways, guys, have a good new year, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.